Hey, it's Adam with Productivity Academy, and today, like the title says, I wanted to share with you a little bit how you can use these text inserters as one word form or snippet inserter and help speed things up. Now, specifically, I'm talking about proposals because a lot of times you'll have things where you're either copying and pasting. You have some sort of a template. If you've done any sort of proposals for any sort of agency or freelance work, it's bread and butter. And if you're doing a good job, you're using a template and customizing it, but there's still a lot that's in there. Maybe you have references, you have examples of work, you have links, you've got your case studies, whatever it is, that stuff stays the same. And so you don't want to be going and having to copy and paste a bunch of different stuff, or God forbid, you're writing it all out by hand each time. Even if you're doing, like I said, these more custom proposals, there's a lot of it that can save you time. And if you're doing this in different areas, so like one example would be Upwork. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of that. It may be different if you are writing out a proposal, in Google Docs and then sending it to somebody. That's where you can have your own template and really have a lot. But if you've got to go somewhere else to submit that proposal, this can save you a lot of time. So I've talked about text plays before. It's just one example. There's lots of them out there. Use your favorite one. There's different ones that work on mobile, some don't, different browsers. This just works for me, works well with Chrome and a lot of the tools that I use. And wanted to go in here and share a little bit about, how you actually do this. So what I like about this is the ability to do real just text formatting. So I went ahead and wrote up some fake text here. This is the beginning of the text, and you can use bullet points. Or what I like is you can use more simple text, that doesn't have this formatting like this. So right here, what I had to do was actually write that in Notepad, copy and paste it in. Otherwise, it will be formatted as a list. For example, if I do this list like that, it goes ahead and formats it. But some places where you want to insert this, it won't accept fancy formatting. And so if you still want to denote things as like a list and have it kind of itemized like that, you want to use that. Just a quick note on things like that. But of course, you can do more than that. They have dynamic fields. This is why another interesting one that I don't use, but I realize other people may find this important. You can put in current date, current time, time date shifting. There's a lot you can do with it. Images, again, if you allow if your target allows kind of that rich media formatting. And to give you an example of how much time this could save. So this isn't a lot of text, but it would still take a lot of time. There's formatting involved. So for example, I'm just going to hop into Notion. And I believe I gave that you give it a shortcut name. And so I called it example. And so even though Notion also uses backslash as commands, boom, done. And Notion, of course, is nice, although it did go ahead and format that as a list too. So again, there's things you might have to work out depending on where, again, your target is. But you can also right click and insert that way. So if you've got it formatted, if you've got the extension installed, you can come in here, right click, and then do it that way as well. Because sometimes things don't play nicely with backslash commands. I've had some issues in different sites, but that's your backup option. So huge time saver, really nice to use. And again, I'm talking about proposals, but I think you can see where you could use this in a lot of different areas. So hopefully this helps save you some time. The way I love to think about these things is, this may take you 5 or 10 minutes to set up, or I don't know, let's just say a half hour if you're not familiar with it. So it seems like kind of a time investment when you're busy, but if this saves you a minute, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes every time you do this, and it's something you do a couple times a week even, or maybe you're doing it on a daily basis, right? That is huge. So very quickly your time savings outgrow your initial 30 minutes you had to put into this. So remind yourself of that when you're like, oh, I'm busy, I'll just do it later. Like, nope, take the time, do it. It will save you a ton of time over time.